Solomon, welcome. Another jam-packed session of accounting for tax matter partnerships. What we have to share with you today, I think is very important. It's heartbreaking. It's frustrating. It's just appalling to see how many people are going into court year after year with the same monotonous robo-signer or forgery or allonge, assignment, counter-argument. It's not going to work, people. You know, you're if you think your fraud's different than everybody else, and everyone else has had their fraud thrown out of court, but yours is going to be different. That's heavy. I mean, you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself why your fraud's going to be any different. What you need to understand is, if you don't properly characterize the transaction, let me say that again in English. If you don't properly characterize the transaction for what the transaction is, you're not going to have any shot. If the transaction is representing the release of your title at zero, and it's your right to repurchase it for a nominal value, say $100, and you're going in there crying fraud, you're a creditor crying fraud, and the court says let the creditor and the debtor leave the court the same way they entered, steeped in fraud. But take a look at this, and I think you'll find this interesting. We have a case here that's been going now for 4 years for a default that goes all the way back 10 years. Just unbelievable. And usually, if you're going to file a motion to dismiss or a motion, failure to state a claim, whatever, if you're going to move it to another court, you got to do that in the first month or first couple months at least. The one exception for venue and filing a subsequent motion for relief or to even dismiss would be based on arguments based on discovery that would not have been made, that would not have availed itself had it not been for the recent activity, a recent motion filed, a recent request in the court granting that motion. And that's what we have here. A motion was filed last month for more time. It's called a motion for seeking enlargement and basically to continue the matter. And we'll get right into it. The motion, I forget what it was dated, but it was specific. It said that it was looking for 120 days more, 120 days more from 12/28/2020. He was asking for another 120 days from 12/28/2020. Got that? So I'm going to show you something here. We'll fast forward this. If I take you from 120 days from December, 120 days is going to take you to April 27th, 2021. No, I beg your pardon. Yeah, April 27th, 2021. See? From here to here. Now, what the court did, it kind of just walked right into the lion's den here. It did exactly what we anticipated to the penny, mark to market. In order for them to foreclose, they're going to have to conduct something called a recertification or revaluation, and that's going to be through a 1031 like-kind exchange for shares for the house. The house is worth zero because the house was given to a trustee. It was transferred into MERS. So to come out in a qualified investment, that house is going to be at zero, and they need to revalue it. They're going to do it by conducting a 1031 exchange, and you're not supposed to know that. So I took the 10/28/20, and we adjusted the date by 180.5 days. How do you know it's 180.5? Well, 1031 is 180, and 180.5 was on the HUD-1, as was a recording fee for $26.50. So I used that as days. June 26th, July 23rd. And sure enough, the court gave a very straightforward, simple extension to July 23rd, 2021. What about the 120 days, April 27th? Well, if I add back the 20 days, 120 days, I beg your pardon, that's actually from this date the judge granted another 87 days backwards. So we got a real interesting array of numbers here. 180 on the HUD-1, 2650 on the original HUD-1, 87, which we uncovered in the file. Seems like we're playing this thing out right close to the vest and right on track. So why don't we do this? Let's take our 180.50 times 87 times 87, 87 times 87, and then I'm going to check this for you. I'm pretty sure we took, let's see, 120 times, yeah, and 120 times 87. 87 is a price per share, not a per diem, price per share. So that gave me 15,000, 2,000. You can see 7,000, 10,000. Now, if I divide those each by 365 days, you know what that represents? $43 years, 6.3, 20.72. It's a lifetime. And when you net it out, look what it nets. 57.17. Huh. That's a lot. Borrower's paying for that. Now, we could use a price per diem and see what it was worth, but more importantly, is there anything I can do to verify that I'm on track? Is this really something that is going to stick? Can it be verified through a government agency, the GOA or Postmaster General, District Attorney's Office, the Department of Justice, GAAP, accounting, CPA? I don't know. I'll tell you one thing though. The file number that they're using is 53174. I picked up on that a long time ago. Remember, in Microsoft Excel and every financial platform, your numeric values have a corresponding date attached to them, or the date has a corresponding value. So looking at this, I went from 12/30, the day before the end of the calendar year end when they filed foreclosure, 12/30/16, and when we add back this, takes us here to 2059. That's called deferred income, future value. Another 2305 takes you out to April 21st, 2066, and then back out 7569, which is the 87. Takes me to 7/31/45. Wait a minute. What is the numeric value for 7/31/45? Let's see what it is. $53,174. File number 53174. Concealment. I hope you enjoyed this. You can reach us at the telephone number shown, 202-550-8364. Email me, expert.witness@live.com. Hey, thanks for the questions too. If you have a case you want us to show or showcase, we'll do the audit for you out here on YouTube. And let me know what you want me to audit. Assignment, any portion of the file, let us know.